Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and welcome to our weekly nursery tour. Here it is, the middle of July. It is hot and heavy, the air is thick, but the plants are thriving. So are the bugs. So what we're gonna do today on our garden nursery tour is one, we're gonna of course talk about plants that are here at the nursery that are growing, blooming, and thriving right now. But I also wanna, as we go through the nursery, take you and show you some of the plantings that we have done. Maybe you saw us plant them or when they were babies. I just want to give you a little bit of an update. So it's going to be kind of a nursery tour, but also a nursery garden tour. So this is of course, our trial bed that we put our annuals in that Proven Winners and other companies send us annuals to trial. Just to give you a little bit of an update, this is the coffee cups from last year. I did not do anything special to it. This is the main clump, and all I have really is one additional good sized clump right beside of it. All I did was when the freeze came and whacked it back, I just cut it to the ground. I did not mulch it extra, I just left it. Because technically for us as a 7B, this is an annual. It came back as a perennial. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. Some of the new things you have seen maybe when we went to Cultivate 21 at the Proven Winners booth. Now I will tell you too, this is first thing in the morning. The dew is still heavy, so like the Jazzberry Supertunia Vista, the new one, is still a little closed. It hasn't fully opened up in the morning. If we don't do these nursery tours first thing in the morning, then we're just dying. But this, if you remember back from Cultivate, I'll link that video in the description. Brand new Supertunia Vista, perfect for the landscape. So this is really an exciting addition to the Vista line because it really is a different, unique color. Love this one. Now remember, this bed is not on irrigation, so the only water it gets is from the rain or when we water it. We have been trying to keep up with our water-soluble fertilizer about once a week. So there you go. Moving on down here, and I'm just going to show you my highlights. I'm not going to show you every single one, just ones that are really kind of standing out for me. This is a fantastic one. This is the Blew My Mind Volvulus XL. So we all know and adore Blew My Mind. This is the XL, obviously extra large, is going to be a more vigorous habit on it. The blooms are a little bit bigger, just a nice bigger presence in the landscape. So that means you're not going to have to probably plant as many if you're going to go for like a big impact. Remember, this Volvulus is fantastic for our southern climate because it's actually a member of the morning glory family. Now, if you're like me and in the south, like morning glories are like a curse word because you're pulling them constantly out of your flower bed. That's what I do all the time in these flower beds. So crazy invasive. Not this beautiful plant. This is not invasive. It does not send seeds. It does not send runners. It simply gets larger. It is very drought tolerant and thrives in the heat. So I love this Blew My Mind XL. Absolutely beautiful, pure blue blooms on it. Of course, we have the Caladiums in the ground. If you don't have Caladiums in your landscape, you're missing out. We're just gonna say that. Macho Morado, last year, came back. If you've had experience with Mexican petunias, you know that they can be very invasive. This is the mother plant, and I had about 4 babies that sprouted up, so this is very manageable. New Verbena, beautiful, nice, deep purple. Last year's Lantana Red Zone. It came back as well, as did the Heart of the Jungle Elephant Ear from Proven Winners. So I had 4 annuals from last year that came back. Now you can see that this is a little bit more aggressive than say the coffee cups. We will pull these up, you know, at the end of this year because otherwise I think they take over the whole section. Love this Nearly Noir Coleus. Nice, dark, rich color. If you were to pair this with something that's bright green, so they can contrast off of each other, would be exquisite. Of course, this can do sun or shade. And then the other one that I'm super excited about is the Luscious Citron Lantana. So this is just a beautiful, nice, soft yellow, absolutely gorgeous color on it. Nice light purple. It's not purple, it is yellow. So it's a super beautiful soft color. Again, nice, really pretty habit on it. This one is doing fantastic. All right, the other one that we love, and this was, you saw this at Cultivate, was the Credible Saturn. So this is, of course, that great reblooming sunflower, but it's a bicolor. Nice, dark eye to it. Really super, super, super nice. Beautiful. I have just kind of deadheaded it, so therefore it's not really full of blooms because I was in there whacking on it. It does help if you can deadhead it because it keeps it a nice compact habit. All right, let's go this way since we're over here. Going through the nursery. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's talk about what is absolutely gorgeous right now. So some of the things, we'll go this way. Shrubs, those hot weather loving shrubs are doing great. So of course these are little lime hydrangeas. These are those panicles, beautiful. You can tell that they're little limes because of course they have that great limey green color. So these are great, full sun, beautiful. Moving on down, look at the, excuse me little bee. Look at these gorgeous Roses of Sharon. Let me get one, it's stuck. Come here. Oh, that was the wrong one. We'll go over here. Daggone it. Here, I'll let this one and I'll let Jerry show it to you. This is the chiffon series of the Rose of Sharon. They are just such a beautiful, that is magenta that he is showing you. If you remember, it also comes in white and blue. I have the white and the blue, both at the patio. Roses of Sharon are fantastic in that they love the sun. They're gonna be taller than they are wide. So if you've got kind of a narrow space that you need some height in, these are just beautiful. Really nice, super easy. They bloom on new growth so you can keep them pruned back. Very, very easy, and we love those. So we've got some taller ones. Jerry, I'm sorry. I do this to him all the time, but I'm like, I need to go this way. So I'm gonna create a little path because the butterfly bushes over here, and I'm gonna let him kind of sneak up because there's a ton of the big swallowtail butterflies on the pugsters. It is early in the morning and they are out and feasting. So there are some beautiful yellow ones and some of the black ones. I can't get all of my names quite right. But the pugster butterfly bushes are fantastic because remember they're nice and petite. If you've got a small space or you want to put a butterfly bush in a container, pugsters are a great one to do it because they only get 2 by 2. The butterflies just go nuts over them, as do all of the pollinators. So what Jerry was showing you was amethyst, which is that nice lavender color. And then we have pink, which is a nice, soft, what I call like a baby doll pink. And then we have the blue, which is really like a deep purple, but you know, there you go. Later on in the afternoon when the heat comes and the dew dries, this area will be absolutely covered in butterflies. Butterflies of all sizes, all shapes, all colors, and not only butterflies, but pollinators too. So if you're looking to support the pollinator population in your garden, then butterfly bushes are just a great way to go. If you are looking for something a little bit taller, then the Miss series is fantastic. So we have Miss Molly and Miss Violet. These are going to be in that 4 to 6 foot range for us. Miss Molly is that beautiful, what I call like a raspberry color, nice, bright, bold color. It does great. And then Miss Violet, of course, is a beautiful purple that we have here. So they're going to be a little bit taller. They're not going to be like super massive, aggressive, huge butterfly bushes. So that's really nice. And then of course, the hydrangeas, especially the panicle hydrangeas, are really like in their glory right now, because panicles bloom on new growth rather. They are going to be a little bit of a later bloomer. So where your big leaf hydrangeas, your mop heads, your Annabelle type hydrangeas bloom earlier, panicles bloom a little bit later. So if you have different hydrangeas planted in your garden, you can have the succession of fresh blooms. So these are glorious. Of course, the Limelight Standards are doing great. Just fantastic. I do want to show you, give you an update on the water trough, because this thing is like out of control, crazy good. If you remember, we have this water trough and we've had it here, I think this is the third year we've had it. It's just a livestock water trough. I do not have holes drilled in the bottom. It does have an overflow valve, a drain valve about an inch above the ground level in the back that is open. So it is filled completely with soil. We don't have anything in the bottom, so that the plants can grow and bloom and thrive just like they are right now. So this container gets full sun from right now. It's about 8:30 in the morning until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's in complete shade. So what we have here is in the back, we have 3 of the Prince Tuck grasses. So they are in there in the back. Then we have the pineapple brandy Coleus, clowning around Caladiums, and then at the bottom, this is the gold dust. Very simple. The only flowers that I have is the gold dust, but big, bold colors, really gets in there. Super easy. The only maintenance that I have done on this is every once in a while I'll come in and kind of pinch back the pineapple brandy so that it stays more kind of tighter and not too leggy. But it is doing amazingly well, and it will go all the way through a hard freeze. So come on over here, because I do want to show you this bed. This bed we created 2 years ago, and obviously people can come park right here, but it connects the beds between the greenhouses and the barn. If you remember, we were back here late, I don't know, it was late in the season, and we were trimming back. But I want Jerry just to kind of come off of me and just show you. I know that the sun is really, really bright, so just forgive us for that. We're working with what we've got here. But to get the whole big picture, we'll kind of start in the back. In the back, the bright limey green is sunshine ligustrums. Those massive butterfly bushes that is completely covered right now with the butterflies, that is Grand Cascade. We've got little lime hydrangeas. We've got Distilliums, the great down there at the bottom. And if you remember, when we were in this bed maintaining it, these Abelias, I completely just whacked them back, but look how beautiful and thick they are. And then of course the silverberry, Supertunias silverberry is in there. Clearly we need to up our fertilizer game on those guys, but they are doing great. So this whole bed is just absolutely gorgeous. And then back there in the very corner near where the soil containers are, those are quick fires. So those are the big quick fires, and I'm actually debating, I think I am going to, I just need to do it, but plant the Macho Morado in there with those quick fires, and it'll be gorgeous. All right, let's get in the shade for a moment. Hanging baskets, they trimmed those back, so if you are local and you're looking for I just got attacked by a butterfly. Bless its heart. You never know what's going to attack you around here, so you're kind of like, oh. We just got in a new shipment of the black gold natural organic ultra outdoor potting mix. This stuff is fantastic. I don't know, can you put it on the ground? Can you see it? Jerry says it's okay. This is OMRI listed certified, so that means it has gone through strict organic testing. So this is a fantastic, if you're growing vegetables or fruit or edibles, herbs, and you are doing it organic, then you want to look for that OMRI listed. It is fantastic. We love this because not only is it have great compost in it, but it also has that aged pine bark fines. So this is a fantastic way to amend our clay soil. So if you were looking, you're going to be installing new beds, you're doing new plantings, this is a great way to incorporate some wonderful organic matter into your clay soil that helps aerate it, helps drain it, has the compost so it feeds the plants. You can plant directly in this, or you can use it as a soil amendment. It's extremely versatile. We really, really like this product. It's a really high quality, works fantastic in our southern climate with our clay soil. And like I said, you can plant directly in it too. So if you're looking for containers, or you have, like, say you have a tomato plant in a container, you can plant directly in that and it'll do great. So let's move on over here to the actual annuals and pergola area. So we still have plenty of petunias available, so you can come if you're looking to freshen up some containers or you need a little bit of pop of color. The Supertunias are available and ready to go, so they are doing great. Let's see what's going on over here this morning. I do want to show you, because I know that my Macho Morado in the landscape was not blooming, but I don't know if Jerry can show you what a sweet little purple bloom that has. This is one of those plants that actually thrives in our heat and humidity. If you have cool nights, then you're not going to have as many blooms on your Mexican petunias. And this is one of those late seasons, so when it's really hot and dry, sorry, spider webs, this is one that really does take off. Update on the aquapots. Those daggum Japanese beetles have just destroyed my potato vine, but they are almost done, so I will just come in here and get rid of them. I know I'm testing Jerry's camera skills, but Jerry, can you come in on this coffee cup? There's a little baby lizard on this stem. Can you come over here? It's just fun. That's what's so fun about, you see him? Oh, he sees you. He says, don't get me. That's what's so fun about gardening, is that you never know, good and the bad and the ugly, you never know who's gonna pop up in your garden. Hopefully it's only the butterflies and the little lizards and skinks, and not anything more scary than that. The little lime hydrangea trees in their standard form, those are doing fantastic. Laura's bed behind us, we will do a whole garden tour of Laura's bed. We call it Laura's bed because we planted this and did a video for Laura and Aaron on their highlights channel. Gosh, it was like I think like November is when we did it. But it is doing great. I do want to wait till the hibiscus start blooming before we actually go in there and do a tour. So we, of course, have all the shrubs that we put in there during the video, and then we have chocked it full again with a ton of the trial perennials from Walter's Gardens. Remember, with landscapes, it's kind of give them that 3-year rule, right? First year they sleep, just keep them alive. Second year they creep, start to wake up and grow a little bit. Third year they leap. So that goes with like your perennials, trees, shrubs. So it's coming, it's doing well. All right, back her up. Reverse. Update on the wheelbarrow. Cleopatra Canna lily is doing great. We love the Cleopatra because, forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but they consider this like an unstable as far as genetics. Hope I'm getting this right, because it's not predictable. So that's why they say it's unstable, because you can look on the leaves and some you can have like a solid green. Then you could have a half dark and a half green. Then some have stripes. On the same bloom, you can have a solid red, and then you can have the yellow with the red flecks. So you never really know what you're going to get, but that's the beauty of this whole plant, is that it is just absolutely gorgeous. Coming over here to the pines, everything's doing well. We're just kind of hanging out, have this beautiful caladium in a pot. Again, this is mostly shade, and I'll tell you, this poor thing, that it was on a little wooden stool, it fell, the stool fell, and it got completely crushed. It is coming back just beautiful, but caladiums are great just because they may not have any flowers on them. The foliage is just gorgeous and you can pop it in there. We still have, these are the hostas that we were growing out from Walter's Gardens. They are coming along quite nicely. Look at these Surefire begonias. This is Surefire Rose Begonia, and underneath it I have the pink Chablis Lamian. The Lamian will be a perennial for us. Of course, the begonias are going to be an annual, but this is why we love the Surefire. They can do sun or shade, and they get nice and big and just have a beautiful presence. Also, ones that we were growing, look at these. These are the spot on pollinaria. We'll see how we can zoom in here. So this is, of course, is a perennial. It is a shade-loving perennial. It can do some morning sun. I added 3 of these to our, nope, Jerry says no. We got a new lens, so we're kind of playing around here a little bit. So y'all are our guinea pigs. Beautiful foliage on this spot on, and then in the spring, early spring, it does some beautiful pink and purple flowers on it. It is hairy, so it tends to be more rabbit and deer resistant. Now, if you have deer that are starving, of course they'll eat anything, but these are ones that are more resistant to those little critters. Fantastic in the winter. It will die completely back. Bug in the eye. It will die completely back, and then early spring it will come back and emerge and just be beautiful. I do want to say, if you have some bleeding hearts in your garden, you might notice and you think, oh my gosh, my bleeding hearts are dying. Like if you look at this plant here, if you look at this plant and you think, oh my gosh, that is like a very pitiful, sad looking plant. Bleeding hearts like it cool. They don't like it hot. They're little divas as far as that's concerned. So when it starts to get hot, especially here in the south, because our nights are so hot, the heat, the humidity, it just gets to them. It wears them down. What is happening is the plant is starting to go dormant. It's not that it's dying. It's not that it hasn't been well watered. It's going dormant. So remember, perennials, their main job is to keep their roots alive. So they're saying, you know what? It's just too much for us to keep all this foliage alive. We're going to cut back our energy to the foliage and put all of our energy back into the roots. So I have a pot over here that mine completely gone. So what I did is just cut it all the way back to the ground. It's not dead. It will come back early in the spring, early, and bloom glorious. Same thing with your peonies. If you notice some of your peonies, especially ones that are in a lot of sun and maybe not on irrigation, your peonies can do the same thing, especially like in August. So don't fret. Just, you know, be patient with them and just understand that they're probably just going dormant, and it's okay. I want to show you, I asked Jerry the other day, I said, have you seen this container that we did? So remember we were here, I don't remember when, months ago, and I planted up this aqua pot with all begonias. 3 different kinds of begonias. This is a shade container. It is here in the new bed that we installed to eventually be a screen. But look how beautiful this thing is. I mean, it's massive. It is huge. So what we have in the back are 2 of the angel wing begonias in red. They love it shady. So this is a shade plant. Next we have Pegasus. Look at the size of leaf on this Pegasus. Pegasus is a beautiful foliage begonia. Again, loves the shade. And then in the front here we have 2 of the double up white begonias. So where we've used the pink before at the house, this double up is a wonderful shade or sun begonia. Nice mounded habit. Love this. Of course, that beautiful pure white bloom on it. I just love how this has evolved. This is fantastic. It does get dappled sun kind of mid-morning, so it can handle that sun. Remember, shade is 4 hours or less of sun. But again, this is the beautiful thing about an aqua pot. This is not anywhere close to irrigation. It would never get water. If it was not in a self-watering container, it would not look this good. So it is doing great. And then over here we have to talk about the refrigerator turned planter. Remember, this is an old refrigerator. We turned on its side and turned it into a planter. Now, in here we have the drinking gourd, Hosta, and you can tell she's kind of settled down a little bit. You know, in the spring she was really tight and upright, so she's kind of relaxed a little bit, but has those beautiful cupped leaves, so when it rains it holds the water, hence drinking gourd. In the back, and now you're starting to see the lady in red fern pop up a little bit. And then we've got a Japanese painted fern down here, so all of these are starting to kind of catch up with that hosta. The only thing that's really, and I don't even know if it's, oh bless, it is, it's in here. This will definitely be taken out. I don't know if even Jerry can see that, but there's a wee hosta. When I planted it, of course, all this stuff was dormant, and I thought, oh, you know, well, this little corner is empty. That would be really pretty to put the wee hosta there. Live and learn. And then there isn't a stilby back there. And then I planted some annuals. This is actually like the vegetable drawer that was in the refrigerator. This is the Endless Illumination Broalia and the Rocapuco, I believe this is Coral Reef Double Impatient. Very sweet. Obviously, this is all shade. Come over here. I know this is a long one. Jerry says, wrap it up, woman. Wrap it up. I do want to give you an idea though. Back here in this corner, I don't think we've really talked about this corner before. This is the, right now has turned into the shade nursery growing area here at the nursery. So these are all shade loving perennials that we had potted up to grow. Here we have Sun Kings. Remember the Ariella Sun King, and nice and big. We've got hostas in there, more pulmonaria, more ferns. So this is kind of a little corner back here that we can grow these shade perennials out and just let them live their best life. But as we pan around, you can just see that everything is doing great. They're hanging in there. Summers in North Carolina, in the South, I mean everywhere, right? They can be brutal. We have our own challenges, but everything is doing great. So if you are local, come see us Thursdays through Saturdays, 9 to 3. I will encourage you to come early because in the afternoon it is extremely uncomfortable, shall we say, because of the humidity and the heat. As always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time. Bye, friends.